This is going to be awesome.
I get to tag a guy.
So you've already done it for 30 seconds. Now you get to do it for 30 seconds while jogging in place. You're gonna hit the heavy bag. Or you're just gonna jog in place this time.
I mean, we can hit it back. Try to go for a touch point.
Bro, if you fall, you know I'm gonna have to clown you, right?
Yeah. Scorpion kick.
Scorpion kick.
All right, like a true. Let's see if I can do a full, like an actual. Let's do a raid. All right, count me in whenever you are.
All right, hold on. Just hey, you come to the line. Whenever you come across, I'll start your clock. Here we go. After the last raid, he's up to the line.
Kabaddi, 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 kabaddi.
Oh, he's going for the touch. He's going for the touch.
Kabaddi, 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 kabaddi. All right, Brett.
You made it 20 seconds, man. And time is out now. That was 30 seconds.
That's hard to do because as I tried
You're jumping.
I went backwards, and when I did, I went, Kabaddi. Like, I took a breath in to do it, to get those words out.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our Kabaddi challenge of the week.
Unsuccessful.
Hey, at least now we have a goal to train for. It is now time for the Super Raid Podcast with your host, G and Lee.
That was too much for me today. It's all right. I've determined, based off of that, I feel like my Raider career, not so well. I feel like an all-rounder at most.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. This is the Super Raid Podcast. Senior host with my man Lee. This is my man G. What's going on, homie?
What's up? Having a super raid. It's actually a depressing Sunday. We're in between the regular season and waiting for the playoffs to start. So today was the first day with no Kabaddi in a very long time. I'm having withdrawals. So that's why we had to make a podcast today to talk about the PKL, all Kabaddi, all day long.
Oh, lucky for you guys, we're going to get you prepped for the playoffs before they start tomorrow. Hey, like I said,
Yes.
we're here for the people. We're here for y'all. So you know what that means. We got to start with Lee and G's top 5 rules of Kabaddi. The number 1 rule is...
do not get kicked in the face. This week, as we saw the conclusion of the regular season, a lot of teams got kicked in the face. I feel really bad for some of them. All you had to do was win. Win and you're in. Sorry, didn't happen.
It's not even like they didn't metaphorically got kicked in the face. There were a lot of dudes that literally got kicked in the face over the last 3 days, man. End of the season was a rough one, man. Those scorpion kicks were out there coming everywhere.
Whoa, gotcha. Don't get kicked in the face. Rule number 1.
Number 2, respect the game. Remember, there are rules. It's a gentleman's game. Stay professional. You can be punished, and don't wind up in the sin bin. Remember, respect the game.
Rule number 3, know the Kabaddi lines. Once that raider crosses the midline, he must first cross the balk line to make it a legal raid. If there are 6 or 7 players on the opposite team, as you go to make your raid, you can then get the bonus line. The bonus line is exactly what it says. You cross that line, they give you a bonus, 1 point. Most teams, for some reason, they just forget about that. Always know your lines. Go get that bonus.
And that takes us to number 4. If you know your lines, then you know you are not to hang out in the lobbies. Remember, unless you have already made contact, don't go in the lobby, because you can be tricked into following a raider into the lobby and you're out as well. Remember, lobbies are cool, but they're not places to hang out.
And our final rule, number 5, be committed. In anything you do in Kabaddi, life will give you lots of different chances, lots of different choices. Be committed. Whatever you decide, make it happen. If you're going to raid, go get yourself a point. Don't kind of mess around. If you're going to make a tackle, make a tackle.
Couldn't have said it better, my brother. And that is G and Lee's top 5 rules of Kabaddi. We'll catch y'all after the break and get talking about these playoffs.
Playoffs?
I'm definitely talking about the playoffs. See y'all later. Another super long, super short break for you guys, but we are back. We are back to talk about what happened on the last day of the regular season because it went down. I'm kind of in my feels, so I'll let Gilpin talk about it because I just.
All right, so the games in the final day of Viva Pro Kabaddi were fantastic. The 3 last fixtures, the first one of the day, we had Puneri Poltons versus the Japor Pink Panthers. We had some amazing performances from Arjan, some out of this world performance from Mohad Goyats, who did not get a Super 10, only 9, but he did get a high 5. So he proved his all-arounder. We had a disappearing act from the Mr. Hoda, one of the all-time greats in Viva Pro Kabaddi, just was not on the mat. And you can't win by one player. The Bengal Warriors have tried that philosophy. So with the Puneri Poltons winning 37-30, that punched the ticket for the Bengaluru Bulls to the playoffs. The number 4 seed was set after game number 1.
Dude, wait, before we move on, I've got to interject. I can't just let it go. As a Panthers fan, that one hurt, but at the same time, how we lost. I mean, dude, those 2 young kids are impressive, man. Their Raiders are going to be a lot for people to understand. You're going to have to deal with those 2, and I mean, Aslam, who's my boy.
Inlander!
Seriously, I mean him and Mohart. Like, I mean, dude, that's going to be a lot to deal with, moving forward. We'll see if the Paulton can keep them because they're going to be hot commodities, and everybody's going to be probably wanting to spend a pretty good penny on them come the next auction.
I would. They are. Come on. The Bengal Warriors need some help. Come on, help us out. Game number 2, trying to help out. We had the Gujarat Giants taking on the U Mumbai, seeing what happens. Can U Mumbai, it was already eliminated. Could they play spoilers? No. The verdict for today is no.
The verdict is that they did not have offense. They had no rating help whatsoever. Like, they just...
Which is weird, because they're Raiders. They have Abhishek Singh and Kumar. They're top 15 Raiders. So Fazal, another bad game. They say a lot about the brilliance that was Fazal Chatali. We did not get to see that. They mentioned that I'm really curious. Is it? Is he done? What did it look like? If he looks like a defender, like a premier defender that we'll talk about from fixture number 3, then I can only fathom how good he was.
Yeah, but let's also pump the brakes because you're about to talk about somebody you're saying is a premier defender. Everybody knows that Fazal has the skill set. If anything we've learned from this season of Kabaddi, bro, it's not one person that makes a defense. It takes the entire defense because it's great that Fazal's absolutely awesome at being playing corner, but his end's not that good. The other corner's not that good, so he's set up to lose. He's put in positions to where he can't be dominant. I've seen it when the rest of his team actually played decent and they let him start to do the kind of stuff where he can challenge people and challenge Raiders. He's amazing at that. But the whole time he's had to just hope to stay on the court this year because his team has not really helped him with them not putting up. I mean, they just fell apart the second half of the season. That's all I can really say.
They went home. They went home. Bye, you Mumbai. See you next season. Bye-bye.
Hey, hopefully we'll see you back, Fossil. I'm a defensive fan, man. I like what you guys can do and what you guys can press upon the Raider. Hopefully you'll have more support moving forward next year.
Well, if you're a defensive fan, you got what you needed in fixture number 3 for the very last game of the 2022 Season 8 PKL. You had Patna Pirates taking on the Haryana Steelers. The second game, basically what it did was it forced the 5 seed was set. That became – who's the 5?
The Giants.
So
That was the
once
Giants.
the end of game number 2 got the Giants in, solidified, done. So all that was left was who's going to make it in the 6. If Haryana could win, that means they go. If they're not, that means you had Puneri sneaking in. So the whole game, the Puneri Poltons were 100% Patna Pyra fans. And they got everything that game was amazing. At halftime, it was 19-17. It came down to a super tackle with 1 minute and 34 seconds to push it over the top for Putna.
Yeah.
Raza,
I mean,
the
honestly,
defensive stud.
bro, I have to say, I'm honestly surprised. I mean, see, this is another place where we have to kind of address a difference in sports and a difference how the culture of sports here, because in the U.S., Patna doesn't play hard. Patna takes the
Oh
day
heck
off.
no! That's they had
Patna
nothing.
takes the day off. They're the number one seed. They gained absolutely zero from that. That's just the American way. It's like, no, we take it off and prep for the playoffs. Those dudes came up with their starting lineup and absolutely wanted to dominate. They wanted to make sure that everybody in the league knew that it was just going to be that hard every time you see them. And I mean, that's just, dude, that's awesome. Like, that's just a different type of, it's a different type of respect for the game you're playing, where you don't even there's no reason to play, you still go out and you give it every ounce you have.
But you can't say there was no reason to play. As the number 1 seed, this is the debate who gets that 6. The 6 plays the 3, so that means the next game that they play, they could, in theory, have had to play a Haryana team that beat them, then beat UP Yoda, and then is coming in on a hot streak. They got to pick their opponents in theory. That's fantastic. And I'm with you too. We're the number 1 team for a reason. They only lost 4 games this year.
Yeah. Yeah, they put those hands on everybody, dog.
Yeah.
Now that we've covered how everybody got in, can you tell us about the bracket, man?
In our first eliminator, we have the number 3 seed UP Yoda taking on the number 6 Puneri Polton. Then, eliminator 2, you have the Gujarat Giants taking on the number 4 team, the Bengaluru Bulls. The winner of the Giants Bulls games gets to take Debang Dali KC. The winner of the first game, which was UP Yoda and Puneri, gets to take on the Patna Pirates. From there, those are the semifinals. The winner in the final on Friday.
Woo! It's just that fast, baby. It happens just that fast. But let's slow it down, because by Friday, somebody's going to be holding up that. Did you see they get to see the trophy before the start of the games now?
That should be good. That's what you're playing for. Give me that.
No,
chip.
I mean, on the last day, they had the trophy in the middle before the game started. It looks beautiful. Mm-hmm. Like, dude, that gets you motivated, getting to see the hardware right there in the middle of the court. But our first elim, this is going to be a good one, man. This one's going to be, if you like points and you want to learn some Kabaddi, watch this matchup. There's going to be a lot, and I mean a lot of points going down. I don't see a lot of defense. I see a lot of point scoring. We got your group UP Yoda, man. They've won 4 of their last 5, finished the season at 10-9-3. They're plus 33 with point differential. Of course, the team is led by Pardeep Narwal, even though he wasn't the leading Raider this year. He was Surinder Gill, man. These guys are both top 10 or top 8 Raiders, excuse me. And I mean, it's just, they put up a lot of points, dude.
The record breaker. And you mentioned it a little bit, but Surinder Gill is the number 1 on that team. He raids more than the record breaker, except in the playoffs. Let's see what happens.
I think this is that old setup where you kind of let Michael just kind of chill for a minute. You know, you let Kobe just kind of take a week or 2 off, get him right to make sure that when it comes playoff time, he can go bananas.
It's 3 games. He's got to win 3 games. 1, 2, 3. Single elimination. 3 games. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Can you do it?
Dude, do you want him and Surinder coming at you 3 straight days? I don't.
I don't. But even worse, those are the old heads in this competition. The new heads, the Puneri Poltons, they're young and hungry. 12-9-1, a plus 33 point differential. They had 2 Raiders in the top 13. You had your boy Aslam Inamdar with 159 season points. Then you had Mohad Goyat at 156. So number 11 and number 13 on the total raid points for the 2022 season 8. These guys are up and coming, and I think they're going to make their stance and their name in this first playoff run. I think they beat UP Yoda.
Hey, man, I don't know about them beating UP Yoda. All I got to say is those two guys are both 20-year-olds, 21, 20-year-olds. I mean, they're facing two of the best in the game. I don't think Surrender Gill's at all. I think he's young as well. But, I mean, it's just – I mean, Pardeep is considered old at 25, which is still crazy. That's still
the ripe
insane
age
to me.
of 25.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still insane to me. But, I mean, dude, you got 4 Raiders in the top 13 about to bash. Like, I mean, that's almost a third of the upper echelon of the league. Like, I mean, dude, that's crazy. Like, there's going to be like if you're a wagering person and you like to place a little wager on these matches, I would definitely take the over on the points. Because I'm thinking, if you ask me what the points are, I'd say a total of 78, maybe 80.
Wow.
I mean, I could see 40-40. I could see 35-43. I mean, really, you mean to tell me you couldn't see them putting up 40 each?
Yes, I could. Absolutely.
I mean, we're looking at like an over of 80. I mean, that's a lot of points. I think we only saw that a couple times. And yeah. But that's going to be fun.
Of points. Whew. This is
Yeah,
the playoffs, baby. Whew. Whew. Eliminator game number 2. We have the Gujarat Giants taking on the Bengaluru Bulls. With this one, the Giants, they were 10-8-4. They only had a +2 point differential, but they had no losses in their last 5 games. 4 wins, 1 tie. Rakesh, also a rookie. He's the only top 20. He's the only Raider they had in the top 25. That guy's got some moves. He played brilliantly in the final fixture of the season. So let's see if it continues into the playoffs. He had 132 season points. Then we have Goresh with 45 tackle points in the season. That was number 14. So the Giants don't have any automatic, like, oh my gosh, there's your point scorer. There it is. But they're in the top 6. Can't complain. They're a solid team. It's going to be a hard out.
From what I can tell, they're not exceptional at anything.
No.
But they're just good all around. But from listening to the commentators, their coach, I guess, is one of the greats of all time, and was just, I mean, they'd speak about how solid of a player he was, and just how the command that he has and the respect he has from the guys that play for him, and how hard they play for him. I guess that's what that motivates them, because they're just not that. I'm not going to say they're not that talented. They've just not shown the same level of talent at times some of the other teams have.
Well, as a team, as a supporter of a team that has an absolute standout and not much else, it's not a bad strategy to go for. We're going to be the best at everything that we do. We're not going to over excel at one thing. We're going to be good at everything.
Yeah. I think that's the luckiest team to be in the playoffs, to be dead honest. like they are the ones that they wound up somewhat at the 4 seed because of all the maneuvering and everything because of the tiebreakers. But man, I don't have a lot of faith in them winning.
But what's the one thing that they did? What's the one thing that they did as a team? You know, what
they
did
win
they
when
do?
they have to.
Yeah, you didn't. The Panthers, you didn't. You had the bet.
I mean,
you had
they
the
win when they have to. I mean,
were at
everybody
the
can.
comfiest seat at the beginning of the day. On the beginning
had
of
to
the
win.
last, you still had to win. But if you win, you're done, and you just
we couldn't.
couldn't.
Hey man, we played. But remember, we also played a playoff team and didn't make it. It's not like we lost to, I don't know, you guys or somebody else. I'm not saying that in a mean way. It's not. We didn't lose to a team that didn't make the playoffs. We lost to a playoff team.
We won our last 2. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
And one of them we had
if y'all started playing that
baller
a week
week
earlier.
Yeah, we had a baller week. We put up 52 points in one game, and then we had a come from behind win when we came back from 11 points down. Way to use it when it doesn't count.
But in the second eliminator, let's get to, speaking of balling, got the Bengaluru Bulls. They come in at 11-9-2 plus 53 on the point differential.
Wow.
Like, that's the thing. These guys just bad timing because they had a rough finish. 2 wins, 2 losses, and a tie. Because, I mean, this team on paper and by the numbers should be 3 in the league. They should be ahead of UP Yoda. But, I mean, we've watched them tumble. They were number 2, early in January?
And I've enjoyed that. I've enjoyed that. For some
I mean,
reason, the Bangalore Bulls are not my favorite squad. So when I was losing, I was like, they're not going to make the playoffs. Yes, yes. And then they made it. So
yeah, there's one reason they make it, and he's number
absolutely.
one. He has the
Absolutely.
green sleeve. He's the man. It's Pawan.
Pawan.
274 raid points.
The high
Dude.
flyer.
The high flyer, man. 274 raid points. It is on. I
Crowned
mean, they
him.
got, yeah, dude. I mean, without him, their second highest raider is number 19. And that's Baharat at 106 points.
Well, that's only 150 point. Oh, I'm sorry, 170 point differential, give or take.
Yeah, but I mean, if you combine their top two raiders, that's a lot of points.
Well, the Bulls are reeling, but if the right pieces fall into place, and that 100% is Pawan, if the high flyer can go high, I think the Bulls win this handedly. They win this walking away.
Yeah, man, I'm with you. I think the Bulls will definitely, if once again, if you're going to wager on this, you take the Bulls to cover and win. Because, I mean, I like the Giants. I like how the Giants play. They're solid. They do everything well. But, I mean, it's the high flyer. I mean, there's a reason that dude has 274 raid points this year. Do you guys just for context? Do you guys hear us talk about raid points and we talk about total raid points? The top three in the league this year are 50 plus points ahead. Wait, I'm sorry. Number 3 is 50 plus points ahead of number 4.
No, I'm sorry. Let me correct you. 274, 267, 262, and then 183. That means the difference between number 3 and number 4 is almost 80 points.
Dude,
Which
80
just 80 points by yourself, just a solid 80 points would make you number 22 on the list.
Yeah, so the differential is a top 25 raider.
Yep.
Just know these guys are running at that kind of level. So I mean that's why when we say take the Bulls because we think the high flyer might just do his thing, it's the reason the man's got 274 points.
Yeah,
just know that
he's a stud. Ground that guy. Let's do it. Come on, Giants. Let's do it.
And that has been your preview of the Vivo Pro Kabaddi playoffs, baby.
They're here.
Oh, we're here. We're so pumped for it. Let's go. I can't wait for tomorrow. I'm so pumped. But, hey, we'll catch you guys after the break.
Man, these breaks are super long, dude.
That wasn't that long. It's only like 15 seconds for them.
Oh, for us. I mean, they couldn't hear what we were saying either? Oh, thank goodness. Oh, my gosh.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. We are here kind of wrapping up the show. We got a couple things we want to talk about. We've kind of started noticing the world of Kabaddi, so we'll kind of call this the Kabaddi all around us, I guess what it is, because it's fun once you start digging into this, man. It seems like there's really I know there's grassroots in India, but there seems to be a lot of people around the world who are kind of getting into it. I mean, we got to throw a shout out to the CEO of the Ugandan Kabaddi Federation for giving us a follow. Appreciate it on Twitter, man. I mean, we're trying to lock down more of the actual tournament schedules for the rest of this upcoming year. I mean, I know that there's a bunch of tourneys, but people haven't really locked down dates. Rumors are the World Kabaddis are going to be in Italy. So, I mean, once we get dates, we'll get back to you. We'll let you know. In the meantime, in the in-between time, don't think we're going to go away because there is a lot of Kabaddi to talk about from a lot of amateur federations around the world that are actually getting into it too.
Hey, we're Americans who just got bit by the Kabaddi bug. There's no way we're going to let the end of the PKL just ruin this for us. We're going to anxiously wait, and anytime we hear an update, we're going to spread the word and get it out there as well.
Yeah, man, there's so many other leagues. I mean, PK7's got to run. I mean, there's just so many other things that have to run. But what we're talking about right now, right here, are the playoffs.
How do you see them shaking out? I want your opinion. How do you see it all going down? Game by game, who wins?
Oh, man. I mean, if you put me on the spot.
You're on the spot. Spotlight.
We were prepared for this, but I'm just going to act like you put me on the spot. But if you put me on the spot. I love how they do that, taking hot takes. First game, I want it. My heart says Palatines, my mind says UP. So I'm going to take Yoda, and in the second eliminator, I'm going to take the Bulls. That's what I got coming out of the eliminators: are Yoda and the Bulls. What about you?
I don't really like Yoda. I've tried. I thought initially, I was like, how could I not get a team and cheer for a team with Yoda in the name? Because this is just Star Wars. I mean, it's just a natural fit. But no, there's something about them. I don't. Surrender Gill, I enjoy watching him raid. The record breaker, he's a joy to watch. But I think these young bucks are going to go for a run. So I'm taking Plenary.
Who you got in the second one?
The Bulls, hands down, the Bulls.
Yeah, we both took Bangalore in the second one, but the first one is a split, which means when we go to the next matchup, does it matter? Does it really matter in the
semis? No. The new age run, it doesn't matter who wins this one. I don't care if it's the 6 or the 1. Whoever gets the first eliminator one correct, you got to face Patna, and I don't see anyone that can beat them. I really don't. So Patna moves into the finals for me.
I think that Patna should move into the finals. I think I'm just going to say it. I think UP can outscore them. I really do. I just think UP can outscore them. There's just something to it, man. Like, we are trying to play down the dude that they keep warning us about how great he is, and we've seen flashes of it, and he hasn't had to carry his team. I just have a feeling that they're pacing him. And man, I mean, I'm gonna have to take UP Yoda. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't take the Pirates. I love you, Pirates. I love all the Pirate fans out there, but I'm gonna have to take Yoda.
Wow. But put him on the spot. That was it. Write that one down. Wow, we have a different finals, folks. We have a different finals. Let's see what the bottom one does. So you have Dangba Dali KC as the 2 seed, and we both agreed on the Bulls. So DDKC versus the Bulls. Who you got?
I'm gonna listen to you on this one, man.
Pawan.
Who do you think's gonna rock? I mean, I'm lost on this one. You got to tell me. This one, I'm 50-50. You can sell me either way on this one, man.
You have Naveen Express. You have Manjeet versus Pawan. That's basically how it comes down, and it's Pawan. I think again they keep that rolling, and Bulls in the finals. Bulls Pirates finals.
Yeah, Bulls Pirates. I got Bulls UP Yoda. So if you got Bulls Pirates in the finals, who wins?
Pirates. I don't see anybody that can stop that defense. They were 18-4. Their differential is just heads and shoulders above everyone else. It's the same way we talk about total raid points, how many goes that. Their differential is plus 120.
Yeah, but they fed off a lot of wooden spoons to get that differential, man. They fed off a lot of wooden spoons to get that differential, buddy.
It's plus 120. No one else is close except for Telugu, who's minus 130. Like,
exactly. And for somebody to be that high, somebody's got to be that low.
It wasn't all them. They didn't just play them. That's for sure. So yeah. I think Raza, rookie of the year, top defender. I see. My only thing is for the championship. Does he take the bun out, and does he take his hair?
Dude, he's got to rock
let
the
flow fry. I mean,
dude, he's got to rock the curly fro for the finals.
It was scary looking,
bro. The curly fro makes him look like he's about half a foot taller. You got to rock the curly fro, man. It gives you the image of extension, dude. It scares dude. You know how towering he looks at that. Like it's like he hulked out on people, man. Like,
defense is going to win the championship this year. I'm going to go with the true coach adage. Offense wins games, defense wins championships. Patna Pirates, it's a clinic. They rotate their corners, they rotate their ends, they'll switch them on certain, don't know where they're supposed to be. All of a sudden you're like, hey, wait a second, you're over there. Bam, they got you. So the Pirates are champions. Waiting to happen. 3-time champions, soon to be 4-time champion.
I'm taking UP Yoda. Statistically, they're just a hard statistically they are hard to deal with, and I don't know if that's for pacing or what. Trust me, if they don't beat Patna, I think Patna will win the championship. If they don't beat the Pirates in the semifinal, the Pirates will win the finals. But I just think they're going to be a problem this week, bro. Like, I don't think we've seen anything like the problem they're about to present people. And no one else in the no one else in the playoffs presents a rating problem that they present.
Yes, you have Gil and you have the record breaker.
Dude,
Let's
it's
see if
relentless. You get one, the other one's still coming. Like, that's the
yeah,
problem.
yeah. Well, we got super tackles. We'll knock you out. Don't worry. Once we get one of them, we'll get the other one too.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they're a lot to deal with. They will stress your defense. Put it that way.
Well, that's what it's all about. We've made it to the playoffs. We raced to the playoffs. We are now here. They start on Monday, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. In America. You can either go
Eastern time.
Hulu,
Eastern time.
Eastern
Eastern
time.
time.
You can either go Hulu or ESPN Plus. The Eliminators games 3 and 4. Those are on Wednesday. Where I was going to say December. We're not in December, are we? No, it's February.
Nah, man, it's February, baby. We're in the good days. You get on the 21st, you get the 2 eliminator games. On the 23rd, you get the 2 semifinals games. And on the 25th, you get the finals.
Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Usually when those 2 games are. You can find them on Hulu. You can find them on ESPN Plus.
Hey, y'all, it's been fun. We will be back to wrap up the playoff week, man. This is going to be absolutely wild. Get your popcorn, get your apps ready. Make sure that you're tuned in. Hey, give us a shout out on Twitter. Hey, we're always there checking in. If you like what you have, always like our podcast. If you want some swag, man, we always selling swag on TeePublic and on Amazon. Please go by our webpage. Check out our webpage when you have a chance, man. Just show some love. We're trying to learn about Kabaddi. If you got something you want to share with us, we'd love to have you on. Hey, G, you got anything else for him, dog?
Kabaddi, Kabaddi, Kabaddi. It's playoff time.
Hey, you heard the man. Peace. Thanks, everybody. That's been this episode of the Super Raid Podcast with your host, G and Lee. Be sure to hit us up on Twitter, Super Raid Pod. Be sure to hit us up on Gmail, superraidpodcast@gmail.com. See you soon.
I mean, if you're going to raid, you might as well make it a super raid.